Hello, Tam fam. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tamara of Lovemybabies Forever, and today, guys, I am doing a different video for you. I will be doing some paper crafting. Now, if you are not familiar with my channel, not know this, but if you've been following me, you would get hints that I actually love paper crafting and planning. And so today I'm going to be doing a planner video. So I have been needing a planner, and I usually use happy planners. I really love them because they're so I love the fact that you can take it apart and it is so personable, and I can pretty much do whatever I want to it, add whatever I want, take out what I don't. And I just love that versatility, whereas I don't feel like you can do that with other types of planners, particularly more expensive planners that are on the market. Let's just say that. I won't drop any names, but you all know. If you're into planners, you know which ones I'm talking about. But I love the disc, and so I've had happy planners for a few years. A girlfriend of mine and I really delved into planners a few years back. Hey Natasha, but I love the personalization. So what I'm going to be doing is creating some planner inserts. So I'm going to be making, I believe I made some planner covers, paper clips. And so I'm just going to go through my stash of paper pads and try to find a color scheme and a theme that works with what I happen to be feeling. So all of my planners ran out, and I was not in the mood to go and spend more money on creating this happy planner, since I already have so many discs and so many shells, if you will. So what you saw me do was just flip through my paper pads until I found the right paper combination, and so that's what I'm going to be doing now. So this is the cover that actually came with the happy planner, and I'm just going to be using that to kind of gauge and measure my cuts and my holes to be punched. So I am going to be looking at that from time to time. So right now I'm just kind of playing around with the placement and seeing the sizes that I'm going to need, and kind of figuring out how my papers are going to go and how my papers are going to look together within my planner. So I know I'm usually an eyeballer, but for this project I felt like I needed to actually measure measure several times and then cut once, and that way I can always cut down, but I can never add to it. So I'm just measuring out, and I believe for this classic happy planner size, I believe it is 7.5 by 9, and don't quote me, y'all. Measure the length and the width, and then I'm just going to use my cutter. What is this cutter from? I'm going to use my Fiskar trusty cutter, paper cutter, and then cut out what I want. And then because the laminating sheet extends beyond the paper, maybe by about 1/4 of an inch, I'm going to take that into consideration as I cut my paper as well. Now, if you decide to redo this project or recreate this project, I've had planner clubs at work where I've just had students come up during their lunch break, and we just sit and create our own little mini planners, and they actually really enjoyed it. I made sure I had all the supplies so they can pick from whatever paper they wanted and the color discs that they wanted and so on and so forth. And we just had a really good time just basically creating and just showing them how they can be more organized. But at any rate, if you want to recreate this, it's not very difficult at all. So you just measure the size that you want and you cut. You can definitely use a pair of scissors to do this. And also just a tip is when you're going to put your papers together, because you want your front and your back cover to be identical, just make sure that you put something to secure the paper together so while you cut it doesn't shift. So I'm just adding some paper clips to make sure that it stays put. So I'm just going to cut around all the sides, and then this is what I'm left with. Now keep in mind that that's just for my front cover, right? So I now have to try to figure out what papers I'm going to coordinate to cut for the back. So here again, once I've had some of these message cards cut from the paper pack, I'm just going to be trying to put them together with this coordinating paper to see what exactly is the pattern that I want. So once I've finished getting my design together for the front and the back, it's time to laminate. And I'm using a sewing line laminator, and I'm going to be using it on the heated setting. So I'm just letting it warm up for a few minutes, and then I've just decided to add a little bit more personalization to the front. And so I'm just going to use these stickers, and I'm going to spell out the word Tam. For Tam Fam, Tam Jam. Then I'm just going to again get my trusted cutter and cut around the sides. So I know this video is going to be longer than my usual videos because when you're dealing with paper crafting, it is a little bit more tedious than just doing a quick little DIY hot gluing some things together. I mean, you have to measure, you have to figure out what you want to do, you have to gather all your supplies together and then some, and then you got to stop and look at it and make sure it's just a little bit more procedure and a little bit more moving parts involved. So bear with me, and I thank you for sticking by so far. Now before I add, so I'm going to take out my Happy Planner punch, and I'm going to punch. Now This punch is so horrible. It's like one of the worst things that they have ever made on the market. As much as I hate it, because my stuff always get tangled, and this is not for, so usually I make a front cover and then I add another piece of paper so that when you open the planner and look, there's also another decorative paper. So I usually put two face down facing each other and then laminate. So I understand when that sticks in the laminator, but if I've just add a piece of cardstock and laminating, I don't see why it should give you a problem if you should be able to laminate up to if you should be able to punch up to 3 or 4 sheets. I think I said laminator earlier, I meant the punch. So it is so poorly made, it just gets stuck. And yeah, so my paper did get stuck, and I don't know how many times I have created my fancy covers and then I punch it and then it just gets utterly destroyed. So anyways, in this case I was able to salvage most of it, but moving forward I'm going to be using just my trusty hole punch and scissors. But this punch is so expensive, guys. It's like $50. So when you have to, for $50, you can't even use it for what you really want to use it for. It is so ridiculous. Anywho, that's my 2 cents. So this video is in collaboration with 2 of my favorite people here on YouTube, Trey, oh my god. You know I said Trey because I'm thinking of Trish and Kay. Oh my god, I think I just gave them a name. Trey! Alright, so Trish and Kay are the crafting cousins here on YouTube, and they have a DIY channel, and they also have their paper DIY channel. So this collaboration is with their Crafting Cousins Creates. And if you're not familiar with Trish and Kay, they are 2 amazing crafters. They do all types of DIYs, and they also are wonderful and friendly and kind and just really supportive to everybody here on YT. And I really appreciate them for just always saying yes. You know, anything you ask them to do, yes. So they're just really 2 amazing women here, and I really admire and am inspired by them. And so I'm so excited that I am doing this collaboration with them on their paper crafting channel. So please make sure that you are going to go and check them out. Again, their it's called Crafting Cousin Creates, but certainly you can also check out their regular DIY channel, and they do all types of fancy stuff over there. I'm just gonna take another piece of fancy paper from my Scarlet Lime collection, and because I'm not going to have that insert in the center, in the cover of my planner, I just decided to have this see-through paper. It's just slightly patterned, so I'll have something pretty to look at when I open my planner instead of that blank page. So this one's very easy. I just cut the paper and then just actually the planner punch actually works with this kind of paper. So yeah, so after that I'm done, and I'm going to show you what my front cover and my back cover looks like. So now I'm moving on to making my weekly placeholder in my planner, so I'll know where to open my planner to. So I've just taken again some scraps, and I don't normally throw away scraps because this is the other end of the paper that I'm now cutting to put together, again following the theme to create this placeholder. So I'm just playing around with ideas. So here I am cutting down my paper again. Well, because this is going to be my placeholder, I don't want it to be an actual like full separator, so I'm not going to make it the same size of the page. I'm just going to try to make it like maybe 2/3 of the page, or maybe take up a third. Well, that looks like it's going to be about a half. So I'm just playing around with some other little doodads to see how I want it. And this sticker that says week, it's actually not a sticker, but it's meant to add to your planners. That was from one of my collections from the Scarlet Lime Planner Society kit that I used to get every month. So I'm just going to add that, and once I use double-sided tape to add to it, I'm just going to then put it into another piece of laminating sheet and laminate it once it's cut to size. But before I punch the holes, I'm just lining it up, but before I punch the holes, I have to laminate it first and then punch the holes once it's actually laminated. So then I'm just going to line it up with the front or the back cover and mark where I'm going to punch my holes, and then I'm going to use a hole puncher and just punch the holes and use my scissors instead of that wonky Happy Planner punch. So here's what it looks like when it's finished, and again, this is just my separator so I can mark the day and the week that I'm in. So tell me what you think in the comments. So the next thing I'm going to make to personalize my planner are some page flags that I'm going to create. I'm going to make for a dashboard I'm going to create, but I'm not going to do the dashboard in this video. So the page flags are so easy. Again, these are just the scraps that I've continued to make while doing this craft. So again, I don't throw that out. I'm going to just come in, and page flags can be whatever size you want really, but I guess the average size is about, I don't know, almost an inch by almost an inch. So again, remember, I'm an eyeball crafter, but I measured these and cut them. I just don't remember what my measurements were. And so I just went in and used the scraps and cut away, cut, and then I made ducktails, and then I also just made arrows. So that's what you're going to see me do here, and that was really it. Quick, easy, simple. You can do this with any paper you have. You don't have to go out and buy those fancy page flags. Even though they're very cute, it's something you can make very easily and inexpensively. Even if you get like things in the, you ever get like things in the mail and you're just like, oh, this is a cute looking design or decor or hard cardboard or paper, you can use that to make your page flags and anything you want for your planner, really. So the next thing I'm going to create are these really cute, adorable paper clips. And so I'm just gathering some of my ribbons that kind of match the theme and colors that I'm going for with my planner. And so I'm just going to pull them together, cut them all mostly to the same length. And this, again, you can eyeball this. You don't really have to measure, just make sure that they are roughly the same size if that's what you really want. So the trick is to get a really long paper clip. Like the mini paper clips don't look as good. So I have a collection of gold paper clips, different sizes. I have different colors, and so I'm just going to use a gold paper clip for this one. And I've gathered about 5 pieces of ribbon, different colors, different patterns, and I'm just going to basically line them up. And you want to make sure with your paper clip that you are not covering your paper clip on the end where you need to actually put in your paper. I don't know how many times I have made that mistake. So you want to make sure your paper clip is going to open for your paper, that part is at the bottom. So you want to get your ribbons, you want to line them up, and then you want to take one end and slide it through the back of the top and pull, and then you want to take the other end and slide that through the other end of the back and the top, and then you just want to hold all your pieces and pull tightly, and you see you will get this just natural formation of this kind of V, and then you can ducktail them, or you can leave the ends raw, or you can do whatever you want with the end. I'm going to show you one more time how I created the paper clip. So for this one, I'm just going to be using these two colors, and I'm going to be going through the same process. So I'm going to make sure that I have my paper clip turned in the correct direction. The bottom where the paper goes through is going to be at the bottom. Put the ribbon, just hold it loosely in my hand on the top of the paper clip, and then take my hand and push one side of the paper clip through the top and pull it through on the other side, and then I'm going to go and take the other side and push that through while holding down the side I just pulled through. I know it sounds a little complicated, but it's really not. You'll get the hang of it, and sometimes you have to do a little twisting and turning, but you'll be fine. So once you do that, you see how it just naturally pulls up into that form. So basically that's it. And you can choose to add a bead of hot glue just to keep it secure, which I normally do, and then sometimes I'll add something decorative on the back. And in this case, I'm just going to take a little floral, I don't even know what you call it, it's almost like a flower petal, and I'm just going to glue that to the back. I'm taking another piece of that clear hard plastic paper. I don't know what you call that, but I'm sure there's a name for it. And I'm just going to cut a piece and then create some little slats in it so that I can stick my paper clip in it. You know, when you buy your paper clip, it looks really fancy because that's what they do to it. So I want it to look very professional, even though I'm going to be using it myself. And I'm just creating this little decorative piece to showcase my paper clips. So after I've done that, I am done with the paper clips, and I really like how they came out. I mean, I showed them to one of my friends and she was so excited. She's like, "You made that?" I was like, "Absolutely." And it is so easy to make, guys. You can definitely make these on your own. So see, I've had the slat, and so I'm just going to slide it in there, and that's it for the paper clip. And I have one final project to make in my little Pimping Out My Planner series. So I have one more thing to do, and that's just something decorative. It's not something that you need, but I'm a little extra, so I like when my planners have things that dangle and jingle jangle, and so I'm just going to make myself a little tassel dangle. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I am still here, and I'm doing my last little decorative piece. So for this, I'm just going to use some little mini tassels that I ordered from Amazon, and I'm also going to be using some beads and some jewelry findings, chains, and clasps, and just going to put those together using my needle nose pliers, opening up the wires, connecting it to the chain, and yeah, I'm just going to make a little dangle. And it is going to be absolutely beautiful, and I really want to know what you think in the comments so far of all of these projects. And guys, I went overboard because I created so many things once I started. and half of the things that I made I have to put in a completely different video because I just couldn't fit it all. But I got super excited because I really ended up completely just revamping and recreating a whole new planner for myself, with including the pages and the 12-month separation dividers, and decorated those and made myself some little memory cards and so many other things. Oh my goodness. So I might just upload another video next week and call that part 2 to put it all together. But again, I am so grateful for Trish and Kay, and I absolutely enjoyed putting this whole video together. And paper crafting is just something that I really love to do, and it relaxes me, and I just have so much fun. And then when I look at what I've created, I'm just like, you did that? Yeah. And it's not even so hard, you know. And a lot of the things that I learned how to basically, you know, revamp and recreate. Though happy planners are less expensive, to really get your planner to look how you want it to look and to personalize it, you still have to buy tons of cutesy stuff, right? And the price of those things add up. So when I watched I started about maybe 8 years ago. So I was watching different people like Belinda Celine, Coupon to Provide. Well, actually, Coupon to Provide is the person, like, her videos really showed you how to go about on a budget recreating these things for yourself. So I think she's called Bates House now, but she is absolutely awesome. So once I'm finished putting this together, I am done with all of my projects. Here, now I'm going to show you what all of my projects look like so far. And Kay and Trish, or my new word, Trey, thank you guys so much for having me in this collab, and I hope that you guys all enjoy these projects and decide to recreate them on your own. If you have any questions at all about how to, just please leave it in the comments and I will respond back to you as soon as I can. And I love how the front of my planner looks. I love the back. I love everything that I created for this planner. So I'm just showing you the front and the back, and then I'm going to show you the weekly divider that I made, and the paper clips, and the little jingle jangle dangle whatever you want to call it. So I thank you guys for rocking with me, for sticking with me. I know this is a different video from what I'm used to if you're usually watching my decor or tablescape or DIYs. But yeah, this is definitely something that I love doing, which is just making beautiful paper. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. If you're coming over from Trish and Kay's channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Tamara, and I thank you guys for stopping in and watching. And if you're my oldie but goodies, thank y'all for watching this video. And it is always my prayer and my hope that you guys are safe, that you are happy, that you are healthy, and that you are blessed. And please also take a moment to check out my Her Story Month video that I posted yesterday, and posting a Dollar Tree haul video. as well as a get to know me tag. So I have a few videos coming out for the rest of the week, and I am so glad that you guys are here watching. So thank you guys for your support as always. Please leave me a comment. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed yet. And as always, I hope that you guys are all blessed.